Hey guys, how you going? Sorry, I've been really unwell the last few days, and some of you will have noticed that I became a Q post. Um, it was surreal. It was surreal. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with this 5G. I have been unwell. Sorry, guys. So I only ever take time off if I'm not well. Cable News Network. Cable News Network, CNN, was complicit to Chinese slave camps and did not report on Cyrus A. Parsa and the AI organisation's request and warned that the world's people are in danger via AI, China, and big tech interconnections that can mobilise quantum AI on 5G to create nefarious biotech technologies, drones, machines, nanobots, and bioweapons. CNN was complicit and aided in supporting big tech companies and the Chinese regime by constantly attacking the US and its administration, weakening its resolve to counter China and the threats that are emerging in time. CNN is also guilty of treason against the nation and the world's people. Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper was complicit to Chinese slave camps and did not report on Cyrus A. Parsa and the AI organisation's request and warned that the world's people are in danger via AI, China, and big tech interconnections that can mobilise quantum AI on 5G to create nefarious biotech technologies, drones, machines, nanobots, and bioweapons. Anderson Cooper was complicit and aided in supporting big tech companies and the Chinese regime by constantly attacking the US and its administration, weakening its resolve to counter China and the threats that are emerging in time. Anderson Cooper is also guilty of treason against the nation and the world's people. Don Lemon. And it pretty much says the same thing again, same as Anderson Cooper's. NBC Universal, MSNBC, and the same thing again, weakening the administration, working with China. Rachel Maddow, same thing again, didn't report on Cyrus A. Parsa, didn't warn the world's people. She was a complicit and aided support in big tech companies in China, working against the US. Time magazine, another one, exactly the same again. The New York Times, the same thing again. I just don't want to keep reading the same thing over and over, guys, because you will get bored, I'm sure. And I probably will too. I'm just making sure that there is nothing extra in there. University of Vermont, Joshua Bongard and Sam Kriegman. In danger. Oh, okay. This looks like a new one. University of Vermont, Joshua Bongard and Sam Kriegman are endangering the world by creating a new alien life form on the planet by mixing stem cells of a frog and robotic to create dangerous and nefarious technologies that can mutate into viruses or other organisms in the wild, killing off habitat and the entire human race on the 5G network and beyond. They are complicit to Article 3 of the Genocide Concentration for Prevention and all penal codes in this complaint that reference creating technology that is based on quantum AI and its misuse and world endangerment. Huawei. Huawei is endangering the world's people through debt traps, espionage, and weaponizing its AI, drones, machines, and robotics meant for the BRI, One Belt, One Road linking Africa, Europe, China, and the Middle East. They extracted and stole almost every person's biometrics in the planet with the help of Western tech companies. Didi Shuxing, Megvii Face, Alibaba, SenseTime, iCarbon X, and the Chinese Communist Party regime. Didi Chuxing, Chuxing. No idea. Extracted biometrics and data from Uber and all of its passengers with the help of Megvieface Plus and Alibaba through its 1 billion plus customer base in China and bases in Japan, Mexico, Africa, Chile, and multiple other places. They are transferring data to the Chinese regime for quantum AI technologies. ByteDance is building AI systems in collaboration or espionage with Microsoft, IBM, Facebook to advance its smart city and artificial superintelligence systems on the 5G network. They have committed espionage and have helped build China's surveillance system along with Huawei and Megvieface Plus. What is the plus? Hanson Robotics. Hanson Robotics is attempting to create an artificial general intelligence or superintelligence conscious robot that would endanger all human beings on the 5G network. They are in violation of Complicity Clause by dealing with China and have through negligence transferred or had technology stolen by the Chinese government. This is sounding more and more like an episode of Black Mirror. The one where those weird dog-like robots start killing people. Chinese Communist Party. Chinese Communist Party has killed over 100 million people and now has endangered the world's people with coronavirus with the help of investment and technology transfer from the West. They are guilty of crimes against the human race. Plaintiff, the AI organisation. The AI organisation's mission is to keep humanity safe from the misuse and dangers of artificial intelligence. The AI organisation specialises in research, design, development, risk assessment and vulnerability consultation of humanoid robots, microbiotics, AI and robotic terrorism, AI automated drones, AI automated assassin prevention, AI bioengineering, AI genetic modification, AI automated cybernetics, AI automated cloning, AI automated animal-human hybrid system detection, AI automated security systems, AI scanning apparatus, AI detection apparatus, Internet of Things, smart home, smart city, virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, alternate reality hologram apparatus, the human biodigital network, biodigital field, biomatter, general biometrics, facial recognition, voice recognition, human body detection apparatus, LIDAR, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence nanotechnology, artificial general intelligence, AGI, superintelligence, the AI global biodigital network, and military, political, and government AI risk and operating procedures for prevention, emergency, and response. The AI organisation is the publisher for the book Artificial Intelligence, Dangers to Humanity. Cyrus A. Parsa. Cyrus A. Parsa is the founder and CEO of the AI organisation, Loyal Guardian Security, and the Social Programming Institute, all created to assist in making our society safer and better. Cyrus has a bachelor's in international security and conflict resolution and a master's degree in homeland security. He's an expert in China-Iran affairs and has consulted on human organ trafficking, anti-terrorism, vulnerability, risk, asset management. It's not supposed to be risk assessment management, is it? And emergent threats to governments, agencies, people, and organisations. He lived in the mountains of China with fighting monks as a youth. 20 years of hidden research and development with a network of thousands of Chinese and Westerners allowed for great insight into the threats we face from China, Iran, and the Western corporate interconnectivity. Cyrus's discoveries have led him to coin the new concepts of the AI Global Biodigital Network, the Human Biodigital Network, biodigital social programming, biodigital hybrid sexual assault, and microbiotic terrorism to explain how the dangers we face and all the trouble we find ourselves in are rooted in these almost imperceptible elements that are now connecting with AI, society, smartphones, Internet of Things, and robotics through one platform. Within this platform, Cyrus found extinction codes. He's the author of Artificial Intelligence, Dangers to Humanity and AI, Trump, China, and the Weaponization of Robotics with 5G. Following, extracted from book Artificial Intelligence, Dangers to Humanity and United Nations Charter on Genocide. Can big tech corporations be charged with Article 3 of the Genocide Convention? Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. Below are transcriptions of Article 3 and 4 from the United Nations. These two articles can be used to charge corporations and its employees that have engaged or been complicit with providing technology or doing business with nation states that have committed genocide or are engaging in acts that lead to genocide. Please pay attention to complicity in genocide. The Complicity Clause can be directed at any corporation that uses artificial intelligence, biometrics, bioengineering, gives training or any data that leads to the persecution or killing of any group in China or around the world that are protected by the Charter of Human Rights as recognised by civilised nations. So that was, pay attention to E. Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. Approved and proposed for signature and ratification or accession by General Assembly Resolution 260 A111 of 9 December 1948, entry into force 12th of January 1951, in accordance with Article 13, X111. I think it's 13, the V was 5, X was 10. The contracting parties, having considered the declaration made by the General Assembly of the United Nations in its Resolution 96 dated 11 September 1946, that genocide is a crime under international law, contrary to the spirit and aims of the United Nations and condemned by the civilized world, recognising that at all periods of history, genocide has inflicted great losses on humanity, and being convinced that in order to liberate mankind from such an odious scourge, international cooperation is required. Hereby agree as hereinafter provided Article 1. The contracting parties confirm that genocide, whether committed in time of peace or in time of war, is a crime under international law which they undertake to prevent and to punish. Article 2. In the present convention, genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial or religious group such as A. Killing members of the group, B. Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, C. Deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. D. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. E. Forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. Article 3. The following acts shall be punishable. A. Genocide. B. Conspiracy to commit genocide. C. Direct and public incitement to commit genocide. D. Attempt to commit genocide. E. Complicity in genocide. I think that was it. Article 4. Persons committing genocide or any of the other acts enumerated in Article 3 shall be punished, whether they are constitutionally responsible rulers, public officials, or private individuals. With regards to the Genocide Convention, specifically the Complicity Clause, The Complicity Clause covers any human being who is complicit in genocide by discounting it, avoiding it, dismissing it, or not giving standing in their platform to be heard. For example, lawyers, media, doctors, government personnel, judges, police, educators, corporations, and any entity or person who is complicit can face and be charged by a tribunal, organisation, or government body. Human organ trafficking and concentration camps in China. After the passing of multiple laws related to what the state can do with executed prisoners and their bodies, both criminals and enemies of the socialist state were executed for a multitude of reasons the Chinese Communist Party declared unlawful. Usually they fell under freedom of speech, freedom of religion, or advocating for democracy or freedom of speech. The first target group for government-led organ trafficking were Tibetans, Uyghurs, Christians, then Falun Dafa practitioners and democracy advocates. Numerous witnesses from around the globe who escaped China gave accounts of blood testing, cornea and other biometric measurements of their bodies via video, photos and scanning apparatus. This was done prior to be taken by the Chinese socialist regime as hostage for labour throughout China and inside their vast labour camp network. Investigators and researchers from the International Coalition to End Organ Transplant Abuse in China have concluded that 60,000 to 100,000 transplants a year are unaccounted for since the year of 2000, with the updated 2016 report grossly underestimating the previous reports in 2006 of 41,500 unexplained organ transplants. Timeline below with links with over a decade of investigations. Organ harvesting timeline. 1949. The Chinese Communist regime takes charge via a socialist platform. Throughout the socialist regime's murder, executions, torture, rapes and famines, roughly 100 million people are believed to have died in China alone. Like the miseries of Russia's violent socialist revolution, academics, artists, freethinkers, businessmen, families, lawyers, judges and democracy activists and people of faith were sent to concentration camps all across China. 1980s, the Chinese Communist regime increases organ trafficking initiatives after it passed into law the right of a socialist republic to execute prisoners for their organs. 1990s, reports come out of China that Christians, Uyghurs and Tibetans were targeted for organ trafficking. 1999, the Chinese Communist regime at the order of dictator Jiang Zemin brands the Falun Dafa spiritual practice illegal and sends in the military and the security apparatus to target 100 million people who practice Falun Dafa, Falun Gong, spiritual method. Untold number of people were arrested, beaten, tortured and put into labour camps. Orders from the regime was to ruin the reputation and that truth, compassion and forbearance were not in line with the CCP. The socialist regime publicly stated, disintegrate them, ruin their reputation, break them financially and destroy them physically. The media and its reporters in China were the biggest weaponization tools to cast doubt, create confusion, spread disinformation, slander and incite hatred on the people who've practiced Falun Dafa. That subsequently led to the weaponization of the Chinese socialist state's security apparatus to torture, rape, organ traffic and commit genocide towards 100 million people and their families. 2005, Chinese hospitals and third-party websites were advertising 48-hour wait times for hearts, kidneys and livers. The prices were in cash and available for foreigners from around the world to fly into China for transplant. 2006, Canadian Secretary of State David Kilgour and Nobel nominee David Mattis make public their report. They stated that 41,500 organ transplants from the year of 2000 to 2005 are unaccounted for and that China recorded roughly a donation system of 3,000 people a year. 2007 UN Special Rapporteur Manfred Nauwak states that the claim of evidence that Mattis and Kilgore were documenting showed coherent picture that causes concern, and that they wanted to investigate how China could increase the volume of organ transplant to such a high degree since the year 2000, where the number did not match or come nearly close to the increase of organ donations in China. 2008, the United Nations Committee Against Torture requested a full explanation of the source of increased organ transplant, as there was no explanation to the source. 2009, Mattis and Kilgore published Bloody Harvest, The Killing of Falun Gong for Their Organs. Book highlights evidence, methods and reach. Evidence including tape recording by medical doctors stating they have organs from Falun Gong. They are the best and fresh. Reports also expound on Tibetan Christians and Uyghurs. I hope I'm saying that right. 2011, Western tech companies begin to be sued for providing technology to the Chinese regime that aided in genocide via human tracking technologies. This tracking helped put Falun Dafa meditators, Christians, Tibetans and Uyghurs in concentration camps. 2014, journalist Ethan Gutman publishes The Slaughter, Mass Killings, Organ Harvesting and China's Secret Solution to its Dissident Problem. Gutman states large numbers of Falun Gong house Christians, Tibetans and Uyghurs and have been killed for their organs. His numbers reach 100,000 people as an estimate. 2016, Mattis, Kilgore and Gutman publish 2016 investigation and update. They conclude that 60,000 to 100,000 transplants per year every year are unaccounted for and not explained by the Chinese regime. They also concluded that at any time there could be over 1 million people in camps throughout China. 2016, Congress passes House Resolution 343, expressing concern regarding persistent and credible reports of systematic state-sanctioned organ harvesting from non-consenting prisoners of conscience in the People's Republic of China, including from large numbers of Falun Gong practitioners and members of other religious and ethnic minority groups. 2019, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo publicly speaks about the Chinese Communist regime putting people in camps and that Western tech companies need to think twice of what they are doing. 2019, China Tribunal, final judgment. In the UK, the tribunal, yeah, that's what I thought it was trying to say. 2019 China Tribunal final judgment. In the UK, the tribunal concluded that very many people have died, and without a doubt China is found guilty of the crime of genocide through forced organ harvesting, rape, torture and physical extermination. 2019, President Trump and his administration meet with numerous human rights abuse victims, including Falun Dafa, Christian, Uyghur and Tibetans. Vice President Pence meets privately with these four groups. 2019, President Trump and Vice President Pence initiate human rights initiatives of persecuted people around the world. October 2019, 28 Chinese AI, tech and biometric companies are put on the blacklist by the US government for their roles in assisting in the capture of human beings. The following article slipped through the Epoch Times Chinese edition, became viral, with tens of millions of views around the world from numerous outlets. We disclosed what was happening behind the scenes in Hong Kong with AI and its relationship to facial recognition, capture, rape and even suicide of Hong Kong students. The following is a series of articles that are relevant to actual events and to this entire book. December 2019. New York Times confirms part of the AI organisation Cyrus A Parsa's findings that China was using emotion facial and voice recognition to quarantine, imprison, rape, and even kill yogas for their organs. Standing. The AI organisation, Cyrus A. Parsa. People working and related to the AI organisation and its affiliates, such as Loyal Guardian Security, Chinese researchers and Western researchers assisting the AI organisation, and the victims of persecution, organ trafficking, concentration camps and murder relate back to the AI organisation's humanitarian efforts and members. Facebook directly interfered in this process, as did PR Newswire. Google's algorithm hindered Cyrus's humanitarian work since the year of 2005 by creating an ecosystem that was complicit and provided a network for hate towards persons suffering in China. Obama, Pelosi, Biden, Clinton, Schmidt, and all the defendants in claim helped build and approved an ecosystem that has censored or established a surveillance system that has harmed not only Cyrus A. Parsa and the AI organisation, but all people around the world. Google transferred to China AI, biometric, quantum computing and AI facial recognition technology that was used to arrest or kill plaintiffs. Sergey Brin, Sundar Pichai, and Larry Page are directly responsible, worked and reside in California. They falsely informed the public that Google was not giving AI weaponization technology to China and its corporations. Neuralink, Tesla and Elon Musk provided data and AI and biometric weaponizing knowledge to Jack Ma and other Chinese companies, not to exclude Tesla's Gigafactory in China. All of the mainstream media ignored and were complicit in Cyrus A. Parsa's attempts to warn the world about the danger they face, including the coronavirus terms AI engineered by a disease in his book. Cyrus A. Parsa and the AI organisation are representing themselves, the world's people, and victims of persecution, concentration camps, and organ harvesting that suffer due to negligence and complicity in biotechnology and surveillance technology transferred to China from the defendants and companies and persons named in this complaint, as well as creation of AI technology with coding and algorithms that harms Cyrus A. Parsa's efforts to bring awareness to the dangers to humanity and the crimes against humanity in China and America via biometric, algorithmic manipulation by Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, and all the tech companies listed in complaint. Any person or entity can bring charges of prevention to genocide, reaction to genocide, and complicity to genocide as afforded by the Genocide Convention and the many penal codes presented in this claim, including treasonous transfer of AI biotech weapons technology to China and Chinese companies that are endangering the world's people or harming them physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Article 1, 2, and 3 of the Genocide Convention can be bought by any person, entity attempting to assist, research, prevent, report, or bring justice on behalf of the victims who may have been related to the cultural, ethnic, or physical genocide. Victims of persecution as a direct result of the defendant's technology transfer exist within the AI organisation and Cyrus A. Parsa's network that he represented. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there for now. I will be back reading more very shortly. Sorry about the noise in the background, guys, but everyone's at home, so it has been very noisy here lately. Look at what's happened here. Trump has banned those companies from doing business, from doing what they were going to do. Okay, guys. I'll be back soon. Have a good one. Stay safe and stay calm. Okay. Bye.